Welcome back. Sorry about that. In the last video, it kind of ran out of time. One thing I'm going to do, and these were starting to get kind of messy, so I actually just sort of erased them. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split up each beat with a yellow line like that. So this isn't, I'm not drawing in, these aren't measure bar lines like we had before, even though, I'm kind of writing them the same way. These are just to divide up to show you kind of where each beat starts and where each beat ends. And there we go. So we already had 1, 2, 3, 4 16th notes. Now we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So hopefully you can see all those. So in a measure of 4/4, and I'll write in our beat numbers. This is beat 1. This is beat 2. Here's beat 3. And here is beat 4. So in a measure of 4/4, we are able to fit 4 quarter notes, which we already knew, and that's review. And then below that, we're able to fit 8 eighth notes. So we're able to fit in, for every quarter note, we're able to fit in a 1 and 2 and 3 and, like that. And we'll probably not start working with too many 16th note examples for probably, I would imagine, maybe the next 5 videos or so. We'll just stick with eighth notes. But if we were to add on another flag to this note, it would mean that we're just halving this note value. We are cutting the note value of an eighth note in half by adding another flag. So that means we can fit twice as many of them into a measure. So we had fit 8 in for a measure of 4/4, 8 eighth notes. And now with the second flag on the note, we're able to fit in 16. And we'll get into this much more in later videos. But the way you would count this is 1 E and 2 E and So if you notice, here we've got, and I'll label this in blue, we could circle all the ands, all the upbeats, and this, I'll definitely go over this much more in future videos, so if this doesn't make a lot of sense now, hopefully it will later. But the way we count eighth notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, like that. And you'll notice the way we count 16th notes is 1 E and 2 E and So on these, we're saying N. We're just adding in an E, That's the syllable that we would use to count 16th notes. And even, still if I'm figuring out the rhythm, and I still get, definitely rhythmic things with 16th notes in it that are strange. And the way I figure them out is kind of by saying to myself 1 E and 1 E and like that, to kind of figure out what the rhythm should be before I, try to match it up to notes or anything. And so I just kind of want you to notice that if we have 1 and 2 and, we're still going to be saying with our 16th notes, I'll circle these ones as well. we're still going to be saying 1 and 2 and. So the syllables that we would say on these are still going to be equivalent, I guess. We're still going to say the same thing on the 16th notes, even though, we're still going to say the same thing on the 16th notes that line up with the 8th notes. So hopefully that might be a little confusing. So, but the good news is that for the next bunch of videos, we're going to just get a lot of practice, a lot of practice on these guys, on just getting the concept down for 8th notes. And I think for right now, the best thing to do is I'm going to put on my metronome, and I'm actually going to slow this down a bit more. So that's about, what tempo is this? This is about 49. This is 49 beats per minute. So right now, if we were to count the quarter notes, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And so I'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then, if we were to move on to the 8th notes, we're just going to fit 2 beats exactly into that same beat division. So it's not going to be like you can just go 1 and 2 and. You can't do that just because you're not accurately dividing the beat. You have to accurately divide the beat exactly in half to get an 8th note. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? I'll do that one more time because I don't think I was doing it too well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? And let me actually just slow this metronome down a little bit more so it makes it easier for me. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's how we would be fitting in. That's where all the 8th notes go, and that's kind of the concept of how you would divide up a quarter note into 8th notes. So you're just going to be completely dividing the beat in half. And in the next bunch of videos, we're going to work on. In the next bunch of videos, we're going to work on these guys. We're going to work on doing stuff with all the 8th notes and figuring out 8th note patterns and figuring out how you should count them and stuff like that. So anyway, hope you found this useful, and I'll see you soon.